up on WTOL 11 Plus, food costs climbing, SNAP support stalled, families lining up for holiday meals, the reality facing millions. And new developments in the Ahmaud Arbery case, what a federal court ruled today after the 3 men appealed hate crime charges. Plus, a major military move being made. The U.S. Navy ramps up its fight against narco-terrorism in the Caribbean. Well, welcome into WTOL 11 News here on Plus. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on your Sunday afternoon. We'll get all of our top stories in just a moment, but first, it's been a good day to see the sun, but will this gusty breeze stick around into the work week? Meteorologist John Birchfield has that answer. John, are we going to get more breeze tomorrow?
Hey, Michael, going to be a little calmer tomorrow. The sunshine is going to stick around, though, so it is going to be a beautiful looking day. Still on the cooler side. In fact, the morning low temperatures are going to be in the upper 20s with afternoon highs in the mid 40s. So a brisk morning that'll require that winter coat. Hour by hour forecast shows you those low temperatures dropping back below freezing with the chance for a few 20s west and northwest of Toledo in areas like Williams and Defiance counties. Afternoon highs making it to around 47 degrees. Still a little bit of a breeze, but not quite as windy as today. Northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour expected. Now, our next storm system is going to roll in early Tuesday. It's going to provide some minor impacts, including the chance of a brief burst of wet snow turning to all chilly rain showers. No accumulations are likely, however, still could see some rain and snow out the door Tuesday morning. Here's a look at this brief band of wet snow that may mix in by Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures near 40, and that'll be just some chilly rain showers as that system departs. Now, there is going to be the chance for more widespread rain rolling in late week. I'm going to break down the timeline on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, John, we'll see you then. We have new details tonight in a Friday stabbing we first told you about yesterday. One man is behind bars and another is currently in the hospital. Stephen Biggs from Fostoria was arrested following the incident on Independence Avenue. According to the police report, 49-year-old Biggs was found along with another man who suffered several stab wounds. Biggs has been charged with felonious assault, with additional charges pending in the investigation. Biggs is currently in Hancock County Jail. The victim is in Toledo Hospital. Now, at this time, their condition is unknown. New at 6, the former Mugshots bar on North Summit Street has now been demolished. The demolition started yesterday. City building inspectors condemned the building on November 3rd after a driver rammed into it. The driver of the car was charged with failure to comply and had a hearing on the 12th. Now, this was also the site of a George Floyd mural, which was damaged after being struck by lightning back in 2021. From tearing down to starting anew, Ford Motor Company has unveiled its new world headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan. Named the Henry Ford II World Center, Ford's new world headquarters is on the historic site of its 1953 Product Development Center and incorporates energy-efficient electric and water service technologies. The 2.1 million square foot facility is more than twice the size of the current headquarters building, known as Glass House, which has been in use for about 70 years.
I feel great. I love seeing everybody's face when they take the tour here because it's an amazing space and people are blown away. And one of the great things about today is we have so many multi-generational families here today.
When completed, roughly 14,000 employees will be within a 15-minute walk of the new headquarters. The majority of construction will be completed this year, according to the automaker, with construction on the final section set to be complete in 2027. 100 people went home to their furry friends today with a free bag of food. The Lucas County Canine Care and Control hosted their first pet food pantry at their new location on Sunday morning. Those who received SNAP benefits were eligible for 15 pounds of dog food, and cat food was available if needed as well. This comes after LC4 reached out to the community for help with dog and cat food donations. And because of a flood of donations, they were able to open their pet food pantry doors once again.
For us to be able to help people keep their furry family members at home, it's such a huge part of what we do. The only way we can make this pantry happen is with donations, so we're so appreciative of everyone who is so generous and willing to help. And we are so thankful that people are able to ask for help and that we're able to provide it.
LC4 says it's always accepting donations of dry dog and cat food and canned cat food to replenish supplies for their next pet food pantry. Over 300 kids got a brand new winter coat in Toledo this weekend. The USW Local 1346 Women of Steel Committee hosted their 3rd annual Coats for Kids giveaway Sunday morning. They gave away almost 400 coats of all different sizes so kids can stay warm this winter.
It's a wonderful feeling to be able to help out We're so happy for it. There's so many kids that have to walk to school, especially in the Toledo area, and we just want to make sure that they're warm. So anything that we can do to give back is a wonderful feeling.
The Women of Steel Committee says it's always accepting brand new coats or monetary donations. Big changes are unfolding at the Toledo Museum of Art. Renovations leaders say will transform the visitor experience for years to come. Dominique O'Neill joins us now in studio. Dom, what can visitors expect?
Michael, the executive director of TMA, says the museum has been in its current building since 1912, with updates scattered across many decades. But leaders say this next phase will be the most comprehensive renovation the museum has seen in 40 years. He says these next renovations will update the appearance of the galleries, improve accessibility, and once complete, display artwork chronologically from antiquity to modern day. TMA executive director says the timing all comes down to necessity. The museum's heating and cooling system is at the end of its life, meaning galleries must be emptied anyway.
So it is so much more efficient, both in terms of time, but also in terms of monetary resources to do all this work when galleries have to be closed anyway. This is like renovating a room in your house. It's a bit of a pain, but when it's done, you're so happy that you've done it.
And the construction has already started in some places, but we can expect the majority of the galleries to close starting next month, with the new version set to reopen in 2027. Coming up at 11, we hear more from leaders at TMA about the exciting changes and what to expect. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
All right, thank you, Dom. Looking forward to seeing it when it's finished. And Tuesday is the long-awaited opening day for the new Shake Shack at Levis Commons. The burger chain will be near Bar Louie. This location is part of Shake Shack's expansion into the Toledo area. There will also be a location at Hollywood Casino that's set to open next year. High grocery prices and tariffs could spoil your Thanksgiving menu this year. The most recent Consumer Price Index report shows average grocery prices rose 2.7% over the last year. The sticker shock is coming as many people are preparing their Thanksgiving menus. Jen Sullivan explains why your meal will likely cost more this year.
Outside the King Center in Atlanta, long lines of cars as people wait for free food to be handed out at this Thanksgiving food drive.
This is going to make a tremendous difference.
Miss Williams works part-time, but she says it's not enough to put food on her table. And it's not just Thanksgiving she worries about.
It's every day. It's tonight. I need dinner for tonight.
Her story is like so many others as the cost of food continues to rise.
We've seen an increased need. We've seen seniors coming that need assistance. We've seen families.
The government shutdown put a strain on already busy food banks, with millions of food stamp recipients not receiving assistance through the federally funded Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers not getting paid. But rising food costs are making groceries more expensive for everyone.
But for many families, they're still struggling to put food on their table and keep that roof over their heads.
Average grocery prices are up nearly 3% from last September, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report. Prices for key Thanksgiving staples like potatoes, meats, fresh vegetables, and bakery products are all up. And tariffs have caused the price of many imported items like wine to jump. One wine store says prices are 5 to 12% higher this year. There is some good news. On Friday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that retroactively lowered tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas, as well as other products coming from agricultural imports. Jen Sullivan, WTOL 11.
We continue to follow the case of Ahmaud Arbery. A federal appeals court has upheld the hate crime convictions of the 3 white men convicted of chasing him down in their Georgia neighborhood and killing him. The appeals court issued its ruling on Friday. The 3-judge panel determined Greg McMichael, his son Travis, and his neighbor William Bryan used a pickup truck to chase down Arbery in February of 2020. A short time later, Travis McMichael shot Arbery at close range. Even if the federal appeals court had thrown out the hate crime charges, the 3 men would remain in prison. That's because they are serving life sentences for murder after a jury convicted them in state court. The jury in Georgia convicted the men back in 2021, and a year later, a jury in federal court found the men guilty of hate crimes and attempted kidnapping. A U.S. aircraft carrier strike group has entered the Caribbean Sea. The United States Navy made the announcement earlier today. The military says the move is part of President Trump's directive to dismantle transnational criminal organizations and to counter narco-terrorism. The Navy says the strike group will join forces already in the Caribbean Sea as part of the Joint Task Force Southern Spear. The commander of Carrier Strike Group 12 said the group will, quote, protect our nation's security and prosperity against narco-terrorism in the Western Hemisphere. Less than 2 days after President Trump called Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene a, quote, traitor, the Georgia Congresswoman says she remains loyal to the president, but wants the Justice Department to release all case files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Willie James Inman has more.
Days after President Trump announced he is withdrawing his support for Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Georgia Republican says she still supports the president.
And I do support him and his administration.
Appearing on CNN's State of the Union, Greene said she remains loyal to the president even after she pushes for the Justice Department to release all of the remaining case files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I believe the country deserves transparency in these files, and I don't believe that rich, powerful people should be protected if they have done anything wrong.
House Speaker Mike Johnson said Wednesday that a bill calling for the release of the files will be put to a vote this week. On Sunday's Face the Nation, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle agreed it's time for the files to be released.
We need to release the documents. The American people need to see what's in them. And if President Trump says there's nothing there that he's concerned about, then why doesn't he support release of the documents?
I wish the president realized that. The more the White House pushes back on this, it's, it just looks bad, right? And I think the speaker is right. This is going to happen, so let's get it done and vote on it.
And there's new CBS News polling out today on the role that Democrats and Republicans played in ending the record-breaking shutdown. Most Democrats surveyed said their party compromised too much. Most Republicans say their delegation's approach to compromise was about right. And by a wide margin, Americans say it was Republicans and President Trump who succeeded in getting more of what they wanted from the negotiations to end the shutdown. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
And turning to that weather forecast, the sunshine sticks around into the upcoming week, but it's not going to be quite as breezy for your Monday. Highs only making it up into the 40s with morning lows that'll be below the freezing mark. Not going to be as windy, but you will still want that heavier coat, especially out the door at the bus stop. Over the course of Sunday evening, temperatures have been dropping from the 40s back to the 30s north and west of Toledo, where it is starting to turn a little bit colder. Winds still going strong at around 20 to 25 miles an hour. That northwest breeze behind a strong November cold front. That low pressure system that did bring us the cool down is producing some snow showers across parts of New England. For us here, we're going to stay dry tomorrow, and it's going to be sunny and chilly. High temperatures around 47 degrees, just a few below the average mark by November standards. Morning lows are going to be well below freezing, especially west of town, where temperatures are expected to drop to the mid to upper 20s. Now, our next weather impact is going to come on Tuesday, especially in the morning, as we monitor some rain and snow showers. Sunshine for your Monday plans. No weather worries tomorrow. However, by very early Tuesday morning before daybreak, you'll see an initial burst of some wet snow. That blue and pink color indicates a brief period of wintry mix. Highs are going to be around 40, so we're expecting just liquid rain showers into the afternoon as that snow moves off towards eastern Ohio and Ontario. And these are going to be some very brisk rain showers with temperatures only around 40. Showers are going to be winding down after dark, and we do have dry weather Wednesday. However, there is going to be another storm system that comes in late week. So weather impacts ahead. Tuesday, that rain snow mix, not likely to cause any travel impacts, but it is still going to be a very chilly and damp feeling day. And then late week, soaking rainfall and a breezy wind that'll be possible late Thursday and into Friday. Rain chances are going to ramp up late Thursday. I think Thursday is going to be dry during the daytime, but after dark, showers are going to be pushing on through. And then by Friday, we have ramped things up to a 70%